Hello everyone. Today we have a tech lead from Cognizant with us, and he'll be sharing his experience in a networking career. So hi Mr. Varath, how are you?
Hi Sunil, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So Mr. Varath, could you please share about your lifetime experience and your journey in a networking?
Sure, I can. So I started my journey in 2016 after completion of my engineering, and as all I was also not having a job in my hand, and I was looking for a job. So at that point of time, I was looking. I mean, I was attending a lot of interviews. Struggling on that.
Okay.
And I found I am not good at programming. So I came across a lot of feedback from challenges, and I came to know that I am good at networking field. So I myself stood forward and moved to ahead of learning CCNA program and all. So and later I secured a job in 2018. So that's how I began my career.
Oh, that's great. So could you please tell me about your role in your organization, what type of role you have and what exactly you do?
In my present organization, I am working as a technical lead in managing my regular network operations.
Okay.
So I used to take KT sections like knowledge transfer to new joiners. I manage my teams and shifts on rotational basis.
Okay.
So I used to manage FortiGate technologies, FortiGate devices, and I usually happen to handle the escalations from the point of view, network point of view, jump into major and critical calls, resolving issues and things like that, or day to day.
So how difficult it was for you? What challenges did you face in your working experience?
Yeah, challenges, without challenges we can't learn, that's true. So challenges are there. So we usually start the begin with no idea of the what will happen next in the network field solve. So we usually take this challenging role for all network engineers. So and as an infra engineer, I take up the task, I manage, prioritize the issues, manage the day-to-day work and planning and executing step by step instead of concentrating on multiple tasks. At one point I delegate it to respective members and I make it done, make it done on time and get it given to the clients on time. So this kind of things.
So initially you worked as a network engineer and later you became a tech lead, I believe. Now you are working as a tech lead, right? Yeah. Could you please share some experience on a tech lead? What type of responsibilities you currently go through? What type of a role you basically manage for the candidates and all?
So I can broadly classify this technical and non-technical, so managerial role. So as a technical role, I can say that I'm managing the firewall policies on FortiGate devices. So I'm managing the device faulty device replacement or device installation kind of things in my networking infra. So I also take care of the other parts like access points, switches and other devices in network. And I will be I'm taking the role as a technical this aspect. So as a non-technical, I also deal with people management and managerial skills like delegating with clients and performing this troubleshooting and resolving issues.
Okay. So Mr. Varath, to getting into a networking domain and to work as a tech lead, what type of skill sets were actually required? What did you feel like? What type of, networking also we have a different type of set of skills, right? So in our networking, what type of skills did you feel it's very important for your job role that can give a security to your job role itself, right? And as well as growth in your career, right? So could you please tell me something about your growth?
Sure. In my initial organization, I was working as a L1 analyst that was just dealing with ISP providers and follow up and regular and resolving the issues. But later on, that doesn't going to help much in growth of the career. So if you want to grow much, you need to have something in terms of configuration, troubleshooting and designing infra. That will help everyone in network aspirants from point of view, that will be helpful for growing career. Apart from that, we need to know some scripting knowledge like Python or Ansible or any SSL scripting. So that helps engineers to automate things like configuration automation or process automation like that.
I'll sorry to interrupt you in between. I'll have some clarity. Like generally networking guys have these misconceptions like being a scripter or knowing a programming language, like how vast you need to know the programming language? Is it important, like in a networking career, are we creating any kind of a tool, or are we using tools to write a script, to deliver the script? I mean, the configuration on the devices, what type of configuration is actually required?
So automate thing, I can say an example. Like if you want to process automate like high CPU utilization, hitting the devices, network devices, then there is obviously an option is there in devices that we can log in and run the script. It can automatically pop out a mail to us, so or ticket to us. So this kind of things will be helpful for managing the infra.
Okay, so basically you are telling you have a kind of a predefined scripts. We need a tool to run and to deploy it on our devices, to configure a large scale of devices as well, right? Okay, sounds great. So yeah, how would you discover about like security part? How is the security important in a real time?
Yes, I can say that security, without security, network devices are vulnerable. So in order to protect those devices, we have endpoints like Palo Check Gateway and FortiGate gateways. So with the help of them, we filter the IP filtering, we does the gateway filtering. So lot of policies we have running on the devices, so that can helpful to mirror this vulnerabilities.
All right. So
and
please.
And in day-to-day operations, we are also using a lot of network devices, network tools to manage them. Like apart from ticketing, service now or no.
Okay, what type of tools generally you use?
Okay, so in our organization we are using service now, like for the ticketing tool and managing the monitoring devices. We use Spectrum. We adapt technologies from other vendors, so we are customizing them according to our network relations.
So basically you need to explore multiple vendor, multi-tools and
multi-tools,
yeah. Okay.
So apart from that, we also have DNS Blue Cat management, where we manage DNS servers, DHCP services on that. And we also have a Forti Cloud, where we deploy Forti devices
to manage centralized manager.
And Forti Manager and Forti Analyzers. These are the tools
to manage
that helpful for us.
Any tools that you basically use to analyze the network traffics and all? If you have some, if you could tell some idea about it.
As a basic, we also use packet capture. Packet capture that we run Wireshark, right? So that is the basic one. And apart from that, we have Forti Analyzer, where we can give the inputs like source, destination, and services what they adopt, and we filter those things. We can see whether the traffic flow and all. So with the help of that.
All right. So, do you feel security is important to today's network infrastructure? How it is?
Yeah, security is very important. Like without that we can't move further. Like security role has been there for a long way, and it has been advanced, in security. Like there is next generation firewalls coming in and having the features of scripting in the tools. And apart from SD-WAN, there is advancement in that features.
So we currently have new tools as well, right? Like SD-WAN and all this type of tools. Yeah, technologies and all. Okay. So what would you suggest for our students? Like what type of courses they need to do? They need to upgrade themselves. How important knowledge is to crack down the interviews and all. Please give some insights on this.
So start with basics. That's what I can say. Like I also did the same. So start with basics. Go with the CCNA routing and switching. And once you get into career, you can move forward on the decide based on where you want to see ahead. If you like security, you can do security, CCNA, CCNP security, or CCNA collaboration. So things are there, right? So
depending on the
interest,
correct.
of the candidates.
Yeah, Mr. Bharat, please share some interview related queries. Like generally what happens is when freshers are applying for a job, they get different types of confusions in mind. Like what type of questions should I prepare, what level of questions should I prepare. Some of them, while doing a training, they think about, let's say they go for CCNA, CCNP and CCI level of trainings, right? They think I have done CCIE trainings and now I am great. right? That's what they have a feeling, right?
Yes.
They think about, I can crack down any type of interviews. But reality is something else. Could you please share your experience on interview perspective?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, as a fresher, I attended the interview for HCL Technologies. In that, I was just interviewed basics, very basics on networking, TCP/IP, OSI model, and what router does, what switches does, and things like that, and STP, and things like very normal on basic concepts. After that, I cracked it and I gone through the selection. So this was my first level of interview.
So in
When
interview, so sorry to interrupt. So in interview, did you get questions like at a higher level to do configurations? How do you configure a device, or what level of questions was it?
Level of question for a fresher was it's a normal, or I can say it's a basic questions only.
Like switches, L2 label, L3,
L2 and L3.
L3. Protocols, did
Yeah, protocols, basic knowledge.
Basic knowledge is okay. So as I understood, we don't need very high level of knowledge to crack down the fresher level of interviews.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to be at a ground level, like routing, switching part, some of the security stuffs. If you are good enough, then that's good enough to crack the interview.
Yeah, right? Well and good.
Okay. All right. So could you please tell me more about like what more happened? Let's say you got selected in the first round, right? After that, what happened?
So I didn't expect. I have gone through a lot of attempts for the interviews. So this was
you went through multiple attempts.
Multiple companies I have attended the interview. So this was one of my companies. So I got cleared, but I was not accepting that I got cleared. But after that, I got a HR call. I got the confirmation that I got selected, and offer letter was released by them.
Okay.
So initially this started in this. When I switched over to the next company, I had a more brushed up my networking skills, and then I gone through the interview attempt. So after giving this interview attempt, I came to know the level of expectation was configuration and troubleshooting.
Okay, after being experienced.
Yeah. So the expectation I have able to met it. So in terms of Cisco, otherwise FortiGate, I am able to answer them their questions. So questions are related how we can configure the switches, what type of troubleshooting we are coming across the switches, and in real time. So how we are handling the troubleshooting, and are you capable of delivering this things?
All right, I'll come to that specific point.
Yeah,
that's quite interesting. Little bit give me a clarity on, let's say when you get cleared with your first level of interview and second level of technical round around, and after that we have manager round also, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So how challenging is the manager round? Because some of the students, they get selected. They get selected. Technically, they are getting selected with all the rounds, and when they come to manager round, right, they are declined. I mean, they don't get selected, right? So they are denied for not having this candidate. So what do you really feel? What should be done in that case?
Yeah. So clearing technical round, you have to have some theoretical knowledge and little hands-on. So manager level expects you are able to adapt the things, learn new things, or able to upgrade yourself based on the project requirement. So manager think in a project perspective, are you suitable for that project?
They check whether candidate is suitable or not.
So you need to fill their expectation.
That's quite interesting. Okay, that's good. So, Mr. Bharat, in day-to-day activities, could you please tell me about your day-to-day activities, like how do you start your day, right? In your corporate network when you start, right? So, what type of incidents do you handle, or what exactly it happens? It could be. Please tell.
My day-to-day starts with rotational shifts. So as I mentioned, I work in APAC or EMEA shift, where I used to deal with tickets coming from Europe, UK, and Australia, if it is APAC.
So multiple locations.
Yeah, multiple geolocations. So issues related to devices down, or CPU utilization higher, and issues related to port failure, or a firewall rule request. So to open the firewall policy rules and jump into any major outage in that particular geolocation and checking the endpoints, machines. This kind of scenarios are there. On a regular basis, we work on ticketing tools. So we receive tickets from the user end and auto-generated tickets. So we address them, prioritize the tickets if based on the priority of it, and we address them within the SLA. So this ticketing SLA is important for all the candidates, aspirants.
Service level agreements.
Yes, it differs on based on the project.
Okay.
But knowledge on this is also very must, like in order to work in network operation.
Generally, how many tickets do you receive a day?
Nice question. So, it in my present project, I receive 50 plus
50
plus tickets in a shift. Yeah.
50 plus tickets. It's so high, right?
Yeah.
So you must having very high pressure of workload, right?
Yeah, definitely. We manage them. We delegate those tickets to other associate based on the priority. So I take the prioritized ticket. I give the less prioritized ticket to my peers, and sometimes I also practice them with high priority tickets. So eventually we grow together as a team.
Okay, that's great. So how do you feel like those tickets? Solving those tickets really helps enhancing your experience, right?
Experience, yes.
Okay.
And scenario, I can say a few scenarios like a device has been hardware faulty or a device has to supposed to replace. Based on this bug or something, we engage 40 TAC, Cisco TAC based on the vendors of the devices, right? So after that, we rule out those issues, what can be done, upgradation of the device, or any workaround from the vendor end, vendor support team. So like that, we
okay. So what happens when you, let's say, any devices you have got, right? Like on site, that device has got some fault or crashed or something happened, or there is some hardware fault and all. So how do you approach for replacement? Is there any process?
Yeah, so we follow process. Process differs upon the company. So when come to technical, we approach them. We take the console or management access of the device if the device is not dead. The first thing, and we log in and check the device status. We do the health check, health monitors, and also we come across few commands that we can run it and see whether the device is performing well. So after that, we come to a decision whether we need to go for a replacement or not. So in that case, so that's how we decide it, right? So
all right. So in a real time, okay, just more curiosity having like what type of use cases or what type of incidents you are having in a real time, like what type of challenges do you mostly face in a real time, and what type of policies do you need to configure in terms of firewalls and all? Could you please share?
Sure. Real-time policies like we use FortiGate technology, so we deploy SD-WAN rules to all the performance up to
so new technologies like SD-WAN technologies are widely used
used across the network, and also we also deploy the firewall rule policies based on the requirement of the users who want to access outside the FortiGate gateway. So like if the user wants to access certain application they are deploying, then they need to access, they request a firewall policy rule. So we open the ports and source and destination things in the firewall. All this are centralized actually, so you don't think we are doing each and every device individually. So that is the beauty of here. So here we can go ahead and deploy those rules in Forti Manager. That is just one touch GUI access. So we also have CLI, but we are more preferred to GUI.
So Mr. Bharat, like in a real time, handling 50 tickets means 50 sites and 50 clients, right? How challenging is for you to handle the clients? What type of experience do you gain from the client side? Like, are they harsh with you, or they are, what type of experience do you have?
Yes, basically from network point of view, I can say that client focus has to be our part. Like client should not worry about the network. We should take care of it in reverse of it, right? So So we have to be proactive on planning things, and some cases we have to be reactive also. In some cases, if the issue has occurred before we took an action, we have to be reactive and solving the issue quickly within the SLA. So after that also, if the issue is reoccurring, we need to avoid those issues, right?
Okay.
So that case we do root cause analysis with the vendors, with Cisco or FortiTag, with Blue Cat. So vendors, we sit and work with vendors to resolve this issue permanent solution for those issues.
Okay. All right. It was quite interesting talking to you, Mr. Bharat.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see. Future again, we'll have some more discussions
Sure.
with you. So nice talking
Thank
to you,
you.
Mr. Bharat. Thank you.